Hello, everybody. This is Catholic Dad, episode number 115. Look people in the eye. Let me fix the microphone here. So there's a movie Braveheart. Let's see. William Wallace, Mel Gibson. He goes and meets the princess of England, and she tries to buy him off and sell him and whatever else. And then he tells the stories of how the king's men have been persecuting his people, hanging women and children from the walls, and raped and killed his wife. And then the princess's assistant says he's a liar and a savage, Mel Gibson says in Latin, then in French, yeah, I am a savage, but I'm never a liar, and I don't lie. And then the princess excuses his assistants and then talks to Mel Gibson, and William Wallace says, Princess, you go and ask your king or whatever it was, and look him in the eyes and see if his eyes tell you the truth. Look people in the eyes, people, because the eyes, young teenage girls like to say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and I think they probably are, because you could see kindness in people's eyes, you could see anger in people's eyes, you could see, virtue in people's eyes. And when I say virtue, I mean like good behaviors, people that have habituated themselves to good behavior. And if you're the kind of person, mind you, that has a hard time looking people in the eyes, where you don't shake their hand and look them right in the eye and then talk to them while looking them in the eye. If you're the person with the evasive stare, where you're looking down at the ground, or you're looking at a far wall, or you just glance at their eyes shortly, and I don't mean stare at them inappropriately, I don't mean that either, but if you're the type of person that avoids eye contact, you're missing a lot of social cues from people, a lot of information that they're giving you, because the eyeballs tell you a lot. And particularly if you're a young Catholic, a woman or a man or a boy or girl, whatever it is, and you're going to grow up and you're going to go into the vocation of marriage, because most people will, by the way, right? And so if you're going to go into the vocation of marriage, you know how many potential virtuous spouses you're missing because you're not looking them in the eye. Now, there's a lot of things that we're attracted to in people, physical nature, confidence, and so on and so forth, right? There's these wealth building ability, so on and so forth. But none of these things matter in a long-term happy marriage other than virtue. Like, virtue is number one. And to find out who has virtue, that's a hard, difficult task to do. And I'm telling you something, if you have good radar, if you have good people skills, if you have the capacity to look at people's eyes and see what they're telling you, you're going to see virtue in people's eyes. You're actually going to be able to look at people's eyes and see, that's a genuinely good person. Like, that is a really good person, not dishonest. They don't evade me. They don't, and I can tell their eyes that they're telling me the truth. Just like Braveheart to the princess. You look into his eyes and see if his eyes tell you the truth. So people, I'm going to encourage you, if you're the eye evader, if you're the person that doesn't look at people, or if you are the person that looks at people, look at the eyes and see if you could see things, virtue and good behavior, habituation of good behavior. Because if you're a young, single person, that's how you pick up your cues about who's going to make you happy in the future. And not necessarily happy, who you're going to have a good marriage with, right? Because virtue, that beats everything. That beats everything over the, you could hang out with the ugliest person on the planet. If they have virtue, they by far beat, in terms of marrying somebody, the most beautiful person on the planet with no virtue. That person will make your life a living hell. And so look people in the eyes and make sure you do it. And you have to habituate this, particularly if you're the person that's elusive with the eyes, the person that doesn't like looking people in the face, doesn't have the confidence. And, oh, by the way, if you look people in the eyes, you don't glance at them. You rise up, you put your shoulders back, and you look people right in the eye. And then people will tell you cues around you, and then the world becomes something that you can engage in. And those people, I literally will, I'm not lying to you on this, you will be able to get hints about who has virtue, about who is good marriage material, about who's a good mate, a good spouse, good friends, good, and so on and so forth. The eyes tell you a lot, and so do it. You have to do it. And also it tells everybody else around you that you're a human being, that you have a soul behind those eyeballs, that there's somebody in there that they can engage with. Because if you're elusive with the eyeballs, suddenly you're nothing to them, a nobody, because they can't judge you and you can't judge them, and they don't know if they want to be friends with you at all. And so this is Catholic Dad making you think about, look people in the eyes. God bless. Please pray the daily rosary, get the mass, and like or subscribe and share with friends, please. Okay, well, thank you. Take care and God bless.